was just wondering if you can tell us what elements of your program, besides the ethnic study, can you describe your program, what all the classes are? Like, is it one class or is it a series of classes? And then what portions of that you can keep after Tom Horn? And then I'd like to propose some options of how you can integrate it.
Yeah, okay, and let me do this. I have the bill here. And let me explain the bill real quickly.
No, I know the bill concept, but I'm talking about the statement that Paul Horn gave, or whatever his name is, Mr. Horn gave.
Right.
That I only read about in the newspapers is basically your program's under attack and he's eliminated ethnic studies. I teach, for example, Spanish for native speakers, and via the native speakers 1 through 8 honors classes, we discuss a lot of those topics, and at the end they take the AP language, AP literature test. And when they read the AP literature, you can include a lot of what you're doing in Raza studies. And no se atreva a quitar AP college, AP Spanish language. I mean, that would be really even worse than what he's done here. But I'm wondering, what all are the elements of your program? Is it just like one class each year, or?
No, the classes are designed in, for instance, the high school courses. Okay, we have K-12 classes basically. Okay, at the elementary level, what we do is our teachers are basically they practice model instruction. So if a site, let's say for instance Davis down the street, we do a lot of work at Davis. If a Davis teacher asks our department to come in and help their teachers understand how to create curriculum and implement pedagogy that looks like we do it, that's how we do that at the elementary level.
So you're an external consultant for a lot of elementary and middle school districts.
Right, and then what happens at the middle school level, we have classes at the middle school level that are basically your traditional history courses that have a Mexican-American lens to them. At the high school level, we have junior literature, junior history, and then we have senior literature and senior history. And when people ask me this, and I'm going to be real specific and real clear on this, they ask, what do you teach in those classes? First and foremost, we understand we teach the state standards. Okay, all of the state standards are met. In fact, up until 2006, we had something that were called the honor standards. Okay, so when any of my staff back then would create curriculum, I would say you have to meet whatever you can create whatever you want. But what you have to do is you have to meet 100% of the honor standards and the state standards. I don't want to design something that is fluffy. It has to be according to what the state says we have to do at the very minimum and at the very highest level. Okay, so that's how we designed our curriculum at the high school level. Okay, for both the literature courses and the history courses and the government courses. What we have is a really unique experience at public high school where the students go from U.S. history to junior literature to a AP Chicano art class. Okay, so that's the only piece that's kind of unique. The rest of them, as I said before, their junior year they get history from a Mexican-American lens, and they get literature from a Mexican-American Latino perspective as well. And then senior level is what we call the Social Justice Education Project / U.S. government and U.S. Lit. Now,
what does Mr. Horn want to eliminate?
He wanted to eliminate it all. Okay.
And then, how did you respond, and what do you stand for next?
What we're doing is we're responding to what the law says. Okay, and this is what he says. These are the 4 elements that are restricted. And what we have to remember is this doesn't eliminate ethnic studies; it restricts ethnic studies.
Is this a law, or is this Mr. Horn's opinion?
No. This is HB 2281. Okay, House Bill 2281 that Governor Brewer signed into law late last month. Okay, these are the 4 primary elements. 1. You cannot have classes that promote the overthrow of the U.S. government. 2. You cannot have classes that promote resentment towards a race or class of people. 3. Design courses that are designed primarily for one ethnic group. And 4. Courses that advocate for ethnic solidarity instead of treatment of people as individuals.
Okay. I'm just curious, are any of these courses on the reservations? Like, I used to teach in Globe, and we developed Mexican-American history and Apache history.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if you have had any contact with any of the reservation schools, and because I think an alliance with them could quite effectively
Yes, what they say in the legislation is they've excluded Native American Native American studies from the legislation. Okay. But in terms of connection with other school districts, be them private districts or otherwise, we're kind of out there on our own, fighting on our own right now. As I said before, Tom Horn has made no question about just coming after our program specifically. Now let me address those 4 things real quickly, because the idea, first of all, the idea that we promote the overthrow of the U.S. government is ridiculous. That's just incredibly, and I'm going to excuse my language, that's just incredibly stupid. Okay. First of all, there's laws against that, and that's called sedition. Okay, that's sedition, and if we were actually seditious, we would think by now, after 10 years, that somebody would come after us, besides these people that are looking for the game. The next thing that happens is promote resentment or actually promote racism towards a group of people. What we do, and what they are against, is the idea that we expose all of the different truths about the U.S. government, about our history. We don't sugarcoat this. The different oppressions, the different discrimination, the prejudices that occurred historically, and even occur in the moment, and then will even occur futuristically. We ask our students to be critical of those things. We ask our students to have a stronger understanding of what those things were, why they were, and to fully examine and understand the social conditions, so that we can overcome those things, so that we don't repeat those things, so that they're educated, so that when those things come at them, they're more ready to fight them. As Javier said earlier, they are the agents of change. When these things happen to them, they're not going to sit down and be the lamb. They will not be the lamb. Okay? They will not be taken. All right. The last 2 things are designed primarily for one ethnic group and promote ethnic solidarity. Now, for me, the last thing, ethnic solidarity, that's problematic. Because for me, what that says is that we cannot teach our children that it's good and it's important to find value and importance in your Latino culture, in your Latino history. So that's what we do. That's what we do. Okay, real quick, and I've talked about this before in the past, and if you've heard my speech in the past, I talk about identity, purpose, and hope. That's what we try to implement into our students. The idea of identity, who they are, where they come from, the idea that if they understand who they are, where they come from, there is a purpose for them in this world, and the third thing is that if they understand who they are, and they understand what their purpose is, they can change the world and be better. Okay, bottom line, that's what we do. Okay, thank you much.